What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're taking a look at Atomfall here, early access on the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, and it's running really well. This is basically the same engine, I believe, as Sniper Elite, so I expected it to, and you can pretty much get away with 800p, 900p, or 1200p with a little bit of scaling, or natively if you want to, especially around those medium settings. So we're going to take a look at a little bit here with the settings, the performance, and then I'm going to have you guys with some gameplay. But starting off right here, when you first really enter into the game, into this open world, gives us a good spot to sit and get an idea of performance. This is actually high at 1200p native, and I wouldn't really recommend high, as we are going to get some more dips, but if you're someone that's okay with this first person view at 30 fps to 35 fps, it would be fine. Or if you want to scale that to maybe 80%, which would bring you up to about 46 fps, again, it's going to vary at that point a little bit. But you could also go 60% with that 1200p and gain some more. If you really wanted to run high settings, you can certainly get away with it, especially if you want to go with like 900p high, maybe some scaling. There's plenty of room there to do that if you want to, but I kind of wound up really settling more on medium. 1200p scale 100% here is almost the same as what we were getting at the scaled high settings. So pretty decent there, and I think the game still looks good with the medium settings. And you could even scale that to 80% and gain over 60 fps. So even at that 1200p range with those medium settings, still looking really good. Now you could also go to low if you're more of an FPS junkie, but it does take a lot away from the visuals of the game, and I really just didn't want to go there. But even natively over 60 fps here without a problem, but there's a lot of overhead. If you scale low, because we are so GPU bound, you actually get up to 78 to 80 FPS just in this one spot. So obviously a very GPU bound game. Resolution and settings really affect your performance. Now I mentioned 900p, which is something we could definitely do at 1440 by 900 being our 16:10 aspect ratio. We can run medium scale at 100% here and really get a boost in performance over what we were getting with 1200p. Again, being GPU bound, that's going to be the case. Anything you do with your settings or your resolution or your scaling, that's just really going to affect the FPS that you get. But you can see here, jump up to 71 there, almost as if we were at low settings on the 1200p there. So yeah, pretty interesting there. And I think 900p is the way I would really opt to play this, because in this first person view, I would like a balance between that resolution and the performance. Back to 1200p medium, you can see here we do lose a bit. Still looks great and works well. And if you're someone who's fine with this first person view at lower FPS under 60, high or medium 1200p 100% native, I think you can get away with something like that and be fine with it. But for me, I really do kind of prefer a bit of a higher FPS when it comes to this kind of a view. But anyways, I think you get an idea of kind of what we're looking at for the performance here, and I'm not going to get too crazy with things. I'm only about 2-3 hours into the game. Performance, I'm sure, is going to vary here and there, but I think this gives us an idea on this engine especially that this is pretty much what we can look at throughout the game and probably see this type of performance. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Look, for the 100th time, we're here to protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
As soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
Hands away from any weapons.
Addressing civilian! Stand back, citizen!
Citizens of Wyndham, remember that your...
Let's not have any trouble.
Citizens, it has come to my attention again. Despite my court orders,
Keep the peace, Jimmy.
are still
Not sure I like the look of you. One more civic.
It is.
Let's go have a look.
Death to
Stay put while I shoot you.